What do you know about enterprise? Come on.
If you want to be enterprising, you've got to have good ideas and you've got to think ahead.
Yes, it's all about thinking.
And enterprise is now topping the agenda in schools. We're going to see how 2 schools are introducing key enterprise skills and concepts across the curriculum. It can happen in DT.
If you're being enterprising, OK, what do you think you've got to do?
Do you have to, make mistakes to improve?
English can be enterprising.
If your sympathy lies with John, I want you in that corner. Hang on a minute. If your sympathy lies with Elizabeth, I want you in that corner. And then I'm going to pick people to persuade people on either side to come to their side, to come to their way of thinking.
And vital enterprise skills like team building can be built into MFL lessons.
Van a beber en un bar means we are going to have a drink in a bar. Van a beber en un bar.
Enterprise really has got to be a whole school issue. It's like any other topic, subject, curriculum area. You can't just start with that in year 10. So we actually start the basis of looking further down the school.
Early engagement is now seen as vital, and many schools find an enterprise day with some practical tasks and challenges an effective way of attracting younger pupils.
So all we were trying to do was raise through some fairly practical problem-solving tasks some of the skills that they need to develop for the future. And if they can master those skills, they will be better placed in that new culture, in that new society, that entrepreneurial, creative society that we tend to be moving towards.
This session is a full day off timetable at Cardinal Heenan School in Leeds, delivered by an outside enterprise specialist.
The first half of the day will be you trying to go through, complete, up to 7 different activities. They are all different types of activities. There are some that will involve a little bit of maths, there's some that build on creativity, there's some that are very enterprising.
The main skills that we want them to sort of pick up on are some of the obvious ones of communication, problem solving and team building.
Bonus points will be given for an accurate identification for the object.
I think a handle holder. I think it's a handle holder. Yeah, I think it's a photo holder. Yeah.
But in the background to that, some of the activities had a degree of what we call risk-taking, so that they're designed to let people try to go that extra yard. And in doing that, they may well fail. They may well not get the result that they thought they might get. But that's part of business. Things like determination, motivation, other skills, that if you're going to be self-employed, for example, you would have to have.
Why don't we just make like 4 and then you cut some of these up? No, you cut some of these up like the same length and put stick them on and then stick the square on top. You just use full length. But don't forget we've only got 1 metre we can try it.
We'll try it, and if that doesn't work, then we'll start. We need to make it tall, it's the main thing, isn't it?
Do we have scissors? Yeah, that.
Be careful with the amount of sellotape you use high up, because it adds to the weight. It's top heavy, so be careful.
We usually split the days into 2 halves, simply because the first half has a number of smaller, more precise activities that we can tend to explore and focus on specific skills. We then move into a bigger activity which actually uses all those skills together. And then that means that the young people have to divide up the tasks, look at strengths and weaknesses, look at how they're going to do it. The time management is different. And it's more realistic in a real world sense.
You're now going to pretend that you're a building development company. So what you're going to try to do is you're going to develop a new town, a completely new town, a new place for people to live and work. So think of your concept first, then pick the things you want in your concept and then build it up from there.
Can I just say, if you have an old people's home, right, if you have houses, like, most people, old people in houses, and they get broken into and things happen to them and there'll be more police and everything like that. And then there's people that can't find houses if we could just put all people in an all people's home, well, they'll be looked after and be safe, and then we could get other people in houses that they need, like these.
One of the major drawbacks is getting them to be able to communicate and put that across to other people. You know, can they market their ideas? Can they market themselves? Can they put themselves across in a good light? In the way they talk, in the way they stand, in the way they present. So presentation skills are quite key to that sort of enterprise development.
There are recycling bins, wind turbines and solar panels. We have used bus lanes and cycle paths to encourage people to use public transport so we don't use as much energy.
The town hall is in the middle so that we can have a wider community coming together as one in the middle.
And altogether it's going to cost us £163 million.
The enterprising environment is heightened by the presence of judges and of a prize of £100 for the winning team, which they can donate to a charity of their choice.
So well done, that team. Well done. These are the sorts of skills that a business would expect them to have and to be able to perform. So it's best that they do it now and learn whilst they're at school than actually learn in later years in a business.
I prefer working in a team because you get different sort of like answers, you get other people's inputs rather than just your own. You might be going down the complete wrong path. If you're working in a team, other people can help you as well.
You've got to create the environment where people think and do and act in an enterprising way. So in effect we started with enterprise days and now we've moved on to enterprise in the classroom because in essence that is the holy grail of enterprise in education.
Staff at St Nicholas High School in Cheshire have successfully incorporated enterprise across the curriculum.
And some subjects lend themselves to the adoption of business and economics and also financial awareness, but every subject can embrace the development and celebration of the enterprise skills. And enterprise is looking at a traditional subject, teaching it in an enterprising way, mapping it and relating it to enterprise skills, and then giving it a context.
Essentially, if you're afraid to make mistakes, how are you going to ever learn or discover anything? Which is what design, which is what enterprise, which is what learning is all about. Okay, you've got to make mistakes. Otherwise, you won't learn anything. I really firmly believe that design, technology and enterprise, they go hand in hand anyway. So in teaching DT, I think you are teaching enterprise as well, because the skills are very, very similar. You know, the teamwork, the problem solving, all those kind of things. As you progress through the school, you're going to learn more and more about enterprise and how it fits into just about everything that you do, okay? You probably do a lot of enterprising stuff anyway, even if you don't know it, all right? And you certainly do it in other subjects as well. What we are going to do is introduce a sort of design and enterprise project. You're actually going to market and sell your product to NTEC. Now, NTEC is a design technology enterprise group that meet after school. Okay, they meet every Thursday, and their brief is simple: use design to be enterprising. Okay, that's their brief, and they've set up like this little company. They've got a managing director and sales director and marketing people. So they're looking for products that they want to then buy from you that then they'll sell either at school or even perhaps in the local community.
Most of life doesn't appear in a box. Most subjects are delivered in a box. If you can actually deliver them in a context, cross-curriculum, in an enterprising fashion, then basically we're taking the right path.
Yeah, but then you've got to think it does take longer to copy. It might be best just have the plain idea like this, and either cut off the edges, or you could print things onto it. So come up with a few ideas, and then you can carry them on next week.
I've just got some information from NTEC, and they've just said that they only want one design per team.
So, like, only one design?
Yep. So
But you can do more than
You can
one.
do loads and loads of designs, but you're only allowed one design. So you need to go back to your teams and tell them that.
You're going to have to end up choosing one. You can't just have loads of different types. You've got to have one.
Okay, I choose that one. You do that, didn't you?
Quick decision-making within a team. It's a common occurrence in business. In the English department, Catherine Kelly is asking her Year 9s to develop their persuasive and decision-making skills.
How I incorporate enterprise is really quite easy, simply because it's all about initiative, persuasion, creativity really, which we think is really important within the English classroom, within the drama classroom. So we often get the children taking on various enterprising roles, whether it be leading a team, doing a presentation, taking on a role, anything like that within the classroom. We're obviously focusing on this, what enterprise skills we are going to be using in the lesson. Today you're going to have to make some decisions. Persuading. You all like to persuade other people to get your own way. And creative. You need to be creative today. It's acquiring skills. You know, because not all of the students in front of me are going to go on to do an English degree. But they hopefully all are going to go on and get a job at some point where they will need enterprising skills. We've got to make a decision about John and Elizabeth. You make the decision. Where does your sympathy lie? With John or with Elizabeth? And you've got to have a reason for it.
I feel sorry for John because, like, he's already confessed that he had an affair with Abigail, and he knows that he was telling her that it was over when he was in the room alone with her.
Anybody want to change sides with regards to the information that we've got? You're changing. Adam's changing. Poor John is not going to have anybody.
Languages teacher Suzanne Goodwin is asking her Spanish class to focus on teamwork.
In today's lesson, you're going to be doing lots and lots of teamwork. Okay, and part of our enterprise is teamwork, take initiatives, teaching other people to be able to do things. So by the end of this lesson, hopefully, you'll have gained the skills that you need for work because you've worked in your teams and you've done so well. Enterprise actually enhances our language teaching. It makes me think of different ways of delivering my lesson in stimulating and challenging ways, and I think the students learn far more that way than if I just sat at the front and made them write words down.
Van aver un película.
They are going to watch a movie. Van, I am going to watch a movie.
No.
Are you going to watch a movie?
No.
They are going to watch a movie.
They are going to watch a movie.
Yes, I thought so.
We try to associate things with the world of business. We try to make it relevant to what they're going to do in the future rather than just from day to day. And I think that will have an impact on how they deliver homework and how they deliver in terms of lessons and all the independent learning that goes on at home. OK, now you're going to do some team building skills. You've taken the initiative there and you've been teaching each other some of the sentences in Spanish and English. Now what you're going to do is you're going to work in pairs. I think Enterprise has made a big difference to the school, not just in terms of lessons but in terms of how the students see themselves. I've worked in other schools before, but the children here seem very innovative, very willing and very adaptive to change.
The enterprise agenda is adding that creativity and flair to the individuals and making them look at the potential for them to actually maybe go on and start their own business in the future.
When it comes down to enterprise skills, I can't imagine anywhere in the school that you can't look at the enterprise skills and the skills of enterprise. They are life skills, so they can't be starved out of any lesson, in my view. Any lesson can pick up one or two and celebrate them and run with them.